Right, we are Facebook Live, it looks like. I've got some new software open here. Oh, boy. Let's see. Every time I get used to something, I add something else, trying to improve on a process, and I have to learn it. So I'm making sure that we are live. Oh, yep, I see myself on Facebook. Okay. And now I need to see your guys' comments. Okay, that's open now. This is good practice because after this video, where we're going to talk about how I shed 18 pounds in 1 month, I'm going to be going over to my business page, which you can find at Lori Ballen Speaker, and I'm going to be talking about a strategy that I'm working on with internal linking and boosting keywords that I'm ranking for, and I'll be using our new Brew websites, Ballen Real Estate websites, to demo those. So I can see that there's people in here, but I can't see on the new software here who you are. Interesting. Okay, I'm not mentioning the name of the new software I'm using yet because I wanted to be able to play with it and see how I like it. I was watching somebody use it the other day and they had all kinds of cool interaction with the screen, but I'm not seeing that stuff yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and start talking about how it is that I lost 18 pounds in a month, and I'll figure out the rest of the software, I guess, on the next round. For those that are watching. Okay, so first of all, let me just put some disclaimers out here that I think are so important. One is that I am in no way, shape, or form any kind of health fitness coach, guide. I'm not selling anything. I have nothing to sell you today. I just am constantly working on this roller coaster of weight that so many of us have to deal with. When I was younger, I was very thin, always super thin. And then you know how it goes. After the first baby, there's another 10 pounds. And after the second one, and then seemed like each decade. And so it's been this constant battle. And then when I quit smoking years ago, boy, I put on 40 pounds by lunch, I swear. And it's been a battle ever since then, pretty much, up until like right when I quit smoking. What was that? 5 years ago? 6 years ago now? Oh no, that was a lot longer than that. That was more like 8 years ago. So yeah, so it's been that long. And so what I don't like to do is take supplements like diet pills, that type of thing. I don't like to have anything artificial. And so I work very diligently to do things that are more natural. Hey, Gregory. Oh, good. I can see somebody on there now. I guess only when you guys like or comment or something am I able to see who's actually on here on this software. Let me see. I saw also somebody was able to drag. Look at that. It worked. Gregory, can you see your post up there on that is really cool. Okay. I'm liking this new software already. That's nifty. Okay, cool. So what I did, let me just tell you how this unfolded. What I did is I shed 18 pounds in January. Now I weighed in on January 1st and I recorded it. I got a new scale and it's the one that measures your weight and your body fat and your water and your muscle tone. I don't know how accurate those things are, but I wanted at least a tracking process, and it works with an app on my phone, which is super cool. So I weighed in on the 1st and I was very surprised to see how big I had gotten again over the holidays, even though my strategy was to drop weight over the holidays. That did not happen. I definitely indulged. So I will say that I was at my highest when I did weigh in. I probably still had a turkey in me. I was like eating and eating and eating and eating and eating. So add that extra turkey that I'm carrying around for the month, right? All right. Hey guys. Hey Jenny, Deborah, Dory. Now I'm seeing you guys. Jenny from Tennessee. Brooke. Hey, how you doing? Monica. All right. Super. And so I weighed in really heavy and I was very disappointed because those of you that have known me for a while, in 2013, I was 212 pounds and I made a very public statement that I was going to start shedding some of that weight, and I did. And it was significant. It wasn't fast. It was like over a year and a half. And I never did reach my goal weight. I still was always under my goal weight, or way over my goal weight. So, and then I went through a divorce, quite honestly, and that was brutal. Some people run to the gym when they get divorced. I ran to my refrigerator when I got divorced. It's a lot of starches and comfort foods. I have 50% custody of my daughter. So when I have her, I'm cooking big meals and roasts and potatoes and breads and buying the best meats and grass-fed beefs, but it's all those sides and butters, and I don't know, there was something this last year that I just found this comfort in all of that. And then I also wasn't getting to the gym like I was in the beginning. So it happens, right? It happens to all of us where we go through these cycles, and it's no excuses. This is just what I did. I put it aside and I chose other things, which I'm just going to tell you right now, I would do the same thing over again, because that year I needed to just get through what I had to get through. And it's okay. And it's okay that I put on a little bit of weight during that year, because now I'm feeling so much better and I'm able to get after it. Right. So it wasn't a huge amount. I put 15, I think it was 12, but on that final day I recorded, it looked more like 15 pounds that I put on during that year and 4 months or whatever since during the divorce. So what happened, how I started this diet, the diet that I'm doing, for those of you that are hanging on pins and needles or whatever the phrase is, the diet I'm doing is low carb, high fat. So it's low carb, high fat. So I'm able to control better what I eat, the calories I eat, because there's almost nothing I can eat. That's how I feel about it, right? It's meat and fats and low carbs. I mean, I'm really like almost eating no carbs at all. And for a lot of us, that would just knock you out right there, right? No breads, no potatoes. That's really, really tough. And so I wanted to make sure that I had something extreme that could jolt my body into a system that I would follow. So here's how it happened, kind of accidentally, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about how I'm eating and what I'm eating and how I'm doing intermittent fasting at the same time, which personally I feel is the key to all. I personally feel it's the key to all this. I had eye surgery on December 1st, and there was a 2-week prep time leading up to that, and the doctor said to me, do not eat anything out of a can or out of a box leading up into the surgery. And for 2 weeks after the surgery, don't eat anything out of a can or out of a box. And so can you imagine what you're actually going to eat if you're not eating out of a can or out of a box? There's not a whole lot. So what I started doing, and I'm not a natural meat eater at all. I would much prefer living on greens and rices and starches and potatoes than meat. What I started finding over those 2 weeks was I just kept going to my filet mignon. I just kept going to my steak and chicken breast. I love chicken breast. And so during that time frame, what I noticed was I wasn't eating as many starches. The swelling was my doctor said I had the least amount of swelling that he has ever seen in a patient, because I followed all of the rules and all the rules that they set out. And one of those biggest things was stay away from those boxed and canned foods because of the stuff that's in there. Well, so I learned a little bit from that, right? And then after I started spending some time thinking about that all through Christmas, even though I was pigging out eating cookies and whatnot again, I started thinking about this concept that what we eat controls how we look, like our skin, our appearance, our vitality. So I started researching. I don't know how I came across a YouTube channel, and I started researching this intermittent fasting. So it had nothing to do with researching the keto diet, which is really what this is called. That isn't how any of this started. It just was kind of like, okay, it works. Nothing out of a box is helping me. So what kind of diet includes things that don't have those items in it? And on accident, I discovered the keto diet. Okay. And so I started following this on YouTube, and no, I don't have any names for you on who's the best keto person to follow. I actually just went to YouTube and watched one after the next, after the next, after the next, after the next. And at first I thought there's no way this is going to be for me because I don't like meat that much. But then I realized that because I work from home and I have such a controlled environment, and I'm actually not out that much right now, at least not right now, then I can do this because I can control it. And I'm one of those people that lives in the extremes, and I like all or nothing. I'm so black and white. Like, I can say goodbye to something tomorrow that I've been in for a long, long, long time, you know, whether that be a business or anything. I mean, I can turn things off pretty quickly. I quit smoking overnight. I just was done. I don't like it anymore. I'm done. I don't like it. Just done. You know, I'm kind of that cold turkey kind of person. And so to be able to go over to something that I have this much control over, I can't abstain from eating, but I'm okay with limiting it as long as I know what I can eat and can't eat. What I have problems with is that every time I'm looking at a box and I have to count the calories and try to stay under 1,200 calories or do this or this, I end up messing up. It's either too overwhelming or, oh, this tablespoon can't be this much or this can't be this much. And it's just a lot of work, it felt like. Well, what I learned about the keto diet is it's low carbs, which means from everything that, and again, I'm not a coach, but this is what I'm doing, a count of net 20 carbs, which is total carbs minus total fiber is your net carbs. So I got my Fitness Pal, I don't know if it's the upgraded edition or I have the upgraded, the paid one, but I'm able to track in there what I eat, and it gives me my macros. So what percentage of my diet today was carbs, what percentage was fat, and what percentage was protein. Well, the top one is supposed to be fats, and then the next one's supposed to be proteins, and the last one is supposed to be carbs. Well, I've nailed staying under 20 carbs, net 20 carbs. No problem. I just quickly realized, okay, I can eat meat and I can eat asparagus and I do a lot of filet mignon. I can do chicken fajitas without the tortilla. So I started buying romaine lettuce, and I'm just cooking chicken and peppers, and it's wonderful actually, and wrapping it in lettuce. I make hamburgers, and I eat them just with a fork, or I put them in lettuce, and they taste fabulous. I don't even miss the bread. Like, I thought I would really miss the bread, but in these situations, I don't. A nice, great, well-cooked filet mignon. I never even ate asparagus before I started this diet. I never, ever ate asparagus. But man, put some butter and some salt and whatnot on that. It's absolutely fantastic. If any of you guys that are on here right now also have any tips, you're more than welcome to put them in here. So here's a couple things I'll tell you that I learned, okay? And again, I'm no pro. I can only speak to you based on experience. One is the first amount of weight that you lose is water weight, not body fat. So even though I'm almost down, I'm only 5 pounds away now from my lowest weight that I've been in, I don't know, 20 years, 25 years. But I'm actually heavier in a bigger size than I was the last time I was at this weight, because at that time I was working out, getting super tone, muscle. So a lot of that scale, the number on the scale back then had a lot more muscle to it than it does now. And I'm okay with that for now, because what with me, I realized that there was no way I was going to be able to start an extreme food plan and an extreme fitness working out plan at the same time. I just know my own limits. And I just chose. I said, I'm just right now, my goal was I wanted to be pre-divorce weight before our Keller Williams convention I'm going to in February. And the honest to God reason is, I'm just so real. I'm just going to tell you, I found out my ex-husband is going to be at the same convention, and I didn't want him to be able to say she got fat. So that is the truth. That's my motivation. Has nothing to do with him thinking that I look good. It's just, I didn't want him to be able to say she got fat, period. That's my motivation. And so I'm there now. I've reached that goal, and now I'm 5 pounds under that goal, which is super cool. And so being able to do it that fast was an advantage to me. And I'm not taking anything there. Well, I take it back. There is something I'm taking. I don't even know the product name. It's not electrolytes. it's in a pill form, and it's just magnesium. Somebody help me if you know what I'm talking about. There's like 4 things that are in it. It's to keep you from getting from dehydrated. You're not eating a lot of salts and stuff. And so this replaces those. It's fantastic. It's not some kind of special I just bought it on Amazon. It's just a pill I take a few times a day if I feel like I haven't gotten enough salt or whatever. So that's an important part of this keto plan. I read that right at the beginning and just bought it and started taking it because I wanted to make sure I never went through that keto flu. People talk about that they get body aches and their body has to adjust, and I never got that. In fact, I'll tell you what, my energy went through the roof. My focus went through the roof. Less pain, no leg cramps. Yeah, I'm reading. See here, let me pop hers in there. No leg cramps, or I didn't get any of that stuff. I mean, it's been incredible. I've read articles about people's hair falling out when they do too much keto. I don't know anything about any of that. I haven't had any of that yet, but it's only been a month, and I'm not necessarily committing to this for any longer than kind of like 1 week at a time. Each week I do it and see the result, and I feel so good. I commit to another week. All right, let me do another week. Now, I'll tell you what's going to be tough. In 2 weeks, we're going to that convention, and we're doing Disneyland before the convention. And I keep asking myself, can I do keto in Disneyland? I mean, that's going to be tough. I'm used to ice cream and churros and popcorn, which popcorn's one of my favorite foods, and it is not on the plan. It's very high in carbohydrates. You know what you really learn? Holy cow. The amount of carbohydrates in everything is unbelievable. So we're supposed to have a net 20, right? So carbs minus fiber equals the net carbs. There are 35 carbs in a little bottle of orange juice. So I don't do orange juice right now. I mean, that's sad. Okay, tell me, Laura. So Laura's saying, "What? Yes, we can." What? Okay, here Laura's telling us what's in those supplements. Thank you. I know Laura's big on this stuff too, and has just done a lot with weight. Tell me what. Yes, I can. What? Yes, I can have orange juice. Yes, I can. Whatever I like. Yes, I can. So whatever she's saying, I'm all for it. But right now for me, I can't find I don't know the balance well enough to know which foods are high enough in fiber to be able to eat more carbs to get that net. I don't yet know all the best fats. I don't eat avocado, and that's one of the best fat foods. So I need to find a way to start blending that in. I have learned about olive oil. Somebody taught me yesterday to dip I eat very lean meat because I don't like fatty food. I don't like fatty meats. I just can't stand them. And so I eat center cut filet mignon almost every day right now. I know, torture. And somebody told me yesterday, I don't think she's on here. Was it Tiffany Gibson? Was it? Are you on here? She told me to dip it in butter, the steak in butter. And so I did that, put 2 tablespoons of butter on it. Then I got my fat. That helped a lot with my fat. So thanks, you guys. I appreciate all the compliments. Hi, Sarita. I'm excited, too, to see all of you guys at Family Reunion that are going to the Keller Williams convention. All right, so Jenny asked, what's my next step? All right, so great question. All right, so what I'm noticing already is it seems like there's a little plateau happening right now. I was dropping weight I've never lost weight like this. It's insane. I've never seen anything like it. I wouldn't have even believed you if you told me. And so it was so constant every day. I'm down a pant size, dropping this weight. And then all of a sudden the last 3 days, I'm kind of just a little bit like ounces. I'm not, this was still a 5-pound week the last 7 days, but I noticed the last 3 days just seems to have kind of plateaued a little bit. And I've read about that. So I'm like, all right, so maybe I've got 2 weeks left before the convention. Maybe I'll drop another 5 pounds by then, which is great, but this probably isn't going to continue at the rapid loss that it has been. But not just am I worried about the scale, I'm worried about my physique. I'm real bottom heavy. Anybody that knows me knows I've got some junk in the trunk. So got the hips, gonna hide that the best I can, but that's a true story. And that whole area is a problem area. So what I want to do is, and my arms. Oh, ladies, I don't know if you have felt this. my arms were kick ass, and I turned 45 and they just went like overnight. Muscle tone and everything just got really weak. It was terrible. And so I actually am having a full hysterectomy. They just called to schedule. I was on my Facebook Live actually, sometime in March. And so what my plan is to continue on this food plan as long as I can. I'm hoping even through Disneyland, because I don't want to have any swelling. I don't want to go gorge on ice cream and churros and then look like a elephant woman on the during family reunion because I pigged out. So we'll see how I do with that. And then I want to kind of stay on it throughout my whole surgery and through the recovery. And I've got 25 more pounds to lose. So I'm thinking maybe another 10, 15 could come off during that time. And then I want to, after my recovery, go hit the gym, like really hit the gym, lifting weights. Somebody told me today too that there is there's some keto fitness coaches and stuff I should watch that I don't have to go do 2-hour workouts anymore like I was the first time I was losing weight, that there's like these really purposeful, intense kind of weightlifting and workouts, and I'm going to go get involved in. And so, so that's what I'll be doing. So I won't be skinny when you see me at family reunion. Don't expect any false, I'm not Twiggy over here. But I am feeling better, and I am definitely weighing a lot less on the scale. High energy. Guys, my skin, I mean, I can't believe what my skin has done on this diet. Oh, and let me tell you something else. I was anemic when I started actually, they discovered the anemia when I had my eye surgery, and the anemia was being caused by a fibroid. That's why I'm having the hysterectomy. And there was no way to really cure this anemia until after I have the hysterectomy. But they said I was in danger of needing a blood transfusion if I go through the surgery without healing first. And so my diet just did it. I mean, you eat filet mignon every day, right? I don't know. I'm not sick. I don't have anemia anymore. My doctor called me. It's like, I can't believe this. Like your blood levels are perfectly in the normal. You don't have this. I still have to have the surgery, but I don't have the anemia anymore. And I'm all for no blood transfusions, right? Anyway. All right. So anyway, if there's no other questions, I'm going to head over to my business page at Lori Ballen in a minute, and I'm going to do a screen share. I'm going to talk to you guys about a couple things. One, this year I set a big goal. Yes, I'm a goal setter. Can you see that? I set a big goal for my real estate website, and my goal is there is one local real estate company that beats me, damn it, on internet traffic, organic internet traffic on the web. She's been around forever and ever and ever, long before me. This team has. Anyway, I want to beat them in two ways. One is traffic to the website, and two is the dollar value of the traffic to the website. So I sat down, told my whole team, this is my focus this year. This is where I'm going. I'm doing this with the marketing company, and I'm doing this with the real estate company. This morning, I took number 6 for the gold keyword that I believe is going to make that happen. So it's a really big deal. So I'm going to hop over to my business page in a couple minutes, and I'm going to do a screen share and show you guys how I'm doing that and what I'm doing and how I'm ranking on page 1 for a keyword that has like 60,000 searches a month, super competitive. I'm going to break down that strategy, and I'll record it, throw it onto YouTube for you guys too. So thanks, you guys. I appreciate you joining me, and I will be seeing y'all on the other channel if you go over there, and otherwise I will see you at family reunion. So thank you guys so much, and I will talk to you later. If I can figure out how to stop it. Or you can all just stare at me until I figure out how to stop it. There we go.